This is the 2013 Lincoln MKZ with camera issue. Sometimes the dash is saying to see the dealership and you see no picture, only blank black screen, or the image is flipped between two sides, so you see left side on the right side of the camera and actually vice versa. I haven't done any like a huge research on this. I just think this is the camera issue from my internet search. I'm gonna just show you where those all bolts and nuts and rivets are, so you know where to find them and how to remove them. Also, I'm gonna show you here those plastic covers, how they hold together and what to avoid to do. What I did, let's say for example I broke this plastic piece off of the whole light assembly, and I'm gonna show you what to do to avoid of any breakage. And the first thing, you have to remove this switch for closing the trunk. So just use the trim tool, just pry behind it and it just pop right up. Remove this cover of your trunk door mechanism. So it's pretty stubborn, but you have to just pull on it. There is no special security or secure way how to unlock something first. Then you have this door handle, which has two holes. You see, one is here in the middle of the screen, and second again in the middle. So there are two screws, Phillips screws. And also there's this plastic cover inside, which is basically easy to remove. This kind of like a hook is on one side and on the other side. So you put small flathead screwdriver from one or the other side and push on it and it will pop right out. You don't have to remove this handle itself. Like I saw a couple videos on YouTube that they actually remove this, pushing it left or right and then dealing with it. You can keep this piece as it is. You just remove those two screws like I just showed you. And then you have these plastic covers for the hinges of the trunk. It has the outer piece and inner piece, and basically just want to show you the mechanism here. They just hold together by those plastic clips. There is no screws, nothing like that. So if you just gently using your trim tool, you can actually separate those two pieces from each other and remove these covers out of the hinge. And this kind of like a L-shaped end piece holds that real trunk cover in it. And just for more details, I'm gonna show you where you have to push on. So this is the end side from the top. We're going from the top basically. A couple inches down, you have to just squeeze on it or push on it. You'll see couple inches lower again, and you have two more, so 1 and 2. All right, so it looks like a teeth. All right, this is the good shot of it. And the last thing to do is remove this unlock mechanism from the handle, but it's easy to do because this is like a push-in system. It's hard to see probably when I do it with one hand, but as I press on it, you see it's moving. So this end of the string goes right into this place. So once you push on it, you will release this cable, no problem. We have those black clips or rivets or clips in these holes all over. So using your trim tool will remove them. And they look like this, so there is no special locking mechanism. You just use a regular trim tool. For the purpose of removing camera, you have to remove this top panel and the whole light. In a minute you will see why. So for the light assembly, here you have 5 10mm bolts looking like this. This is different type of nut than on the panel where the camera itself is sitting, okay? So 6 of those are like this with the washer So if I go from right to the left, so this is 1 second. This is your third in the middle of the screen. Connector, fourth, fifth, besides those two gray connectors, and sixth. But what it still holding in place are those kind of like a plastic clips, which are at this corner and on the other side of the Taillamp corner. You have to use a trim tool, plastic trim tool. Be careful because this is all plastic too, and put it in here and gently pry on it so it will pop right up. So as you can see, I'm gonna push on this thread of the bolt with the finger only and will pop right out, right? If you won't be able to do that with your fingers, then in the corner I'll show you where exactly. So I lifted the main tail light a little bit so you can see this metal piece. There's like a notch which goes into this plastic base and it holds there. So if you have troubles to lift this thing up, you have to put your trim tool, a long one, here and just twist it sideways. I will try to show you how it works in real life. So I'm pressing on it and it just popped right up. Okay, so now it's completely loose. And what I forgot to do is to remove electrical connectors. So let's do it. Press from the bottom on this tab, press it, push it in and pull it. That's it. So now when everything is nice and free, I can just push on it, lift it up a little bit, gently, and guide this connector through the hole. So, and the tail light are removed. So I'm gonna show you the back side of it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these two on the one line on the left and one on the right hold this plastic tail light in place in that plastic base which is sitting right next to it. So using a plastic trim tool, you can actually pry it in here and twist it and release it. You have to remove these bolts with the silicone ring on it. So from left to right, this is the first one. The second is here. When we come to the right side, third is here. And the fourth supposed to be here, but I broke it and I didn't fix it, so. And then another 4 are hidden in these square openings. So this is the first, second, third, and fourth. And as you see, when I come from the bottom, I'll try to put some light into it. So that's the one, the second, no light. That's the third, right? And the last is here, fourth. Right there. And just a quick note for those hidden nuts. You're gonna use 10mm but the long socket. I have a 3/8 extension, actually 3/8 ratchet, 3/8 3-inch extension, and long 10mm socket. I'm gonna show you what I did after I broke these to avoid any breakage, because it was pretty frustrating process. So stay with me. It's not self-locking nut anymore because I removed that silicone brown ring, but I will get to this later, how to actually remove this easy. Because when the brown ring is on it, it's really hard to get off. What I did, how I get out this nut when the silicone ring was still there. So I use these very tiny vice grips, like a needle nose vice grips. I grabbed that end of the bolt like this, and then I use my open end wrench, and I was able to, little by little, literally it was just like a quarter or even less of a turn at a time, and I was able to get it out. So that way I was able to save at least one bolt. I broke 3 at that place where the head of the bolt is located, in that plastic kind of like a base or seating, but I saved 1 this way, and I highly recommend to do the same thing. And if it's not gonna go, then I use a solder actually. So I heated this part up from both sides, one and the second, so it was pretty nice and hot, and the silicone got really soft, and I was able to turn it off way easier. Or you can use the machine which is used for removing old rusty nuts. So you can put that kind of like a sling around this little nut and heat it up and try to unscrew it with regular socket. And besides these 10mm nuts, you have to remove those white plastic rivets or clips which are holding the auto panel in place. So you can see one and the second is right there, and then there is a black piece that's just for coordination how to put this panel back in, but I cannot show you the third one because it's pretty hidden on the very left corner and also on the very right corner on the other side of this trunk. So I use needle nose pliers to squeeze those. Yeah, there is no guarantee you can actually remove them without breaking them, especially the one which is on the very left corner and the very right corner, which it's hard to see. It's also a good idea to buy a replacement for these clips, so there is a big chance you're gonna break them anyway. And I'm gonna put the link in the description below what kind of set I bought for this application. And I'm using a combination of needle nose pliers and a big flathead screwdriver, which actually I apply some leverage on it, and a couple more trim tools. And now it comes the fun part. Because I showed you earlier, there are 2 clips in here and in here, 1, 2, and I couldn't show you the third one. The third one is hidden right there. So I believe you will definitely break it. So that's why you need to have a spare one. So with all those nuts removed from holding this panel, I using my trim tool to put it into this corner to make a little bit of tension or pressure going up. Not too much, but it needs a little bit of pressure applying to this panel, because when I'm gonna release these plastic, you see these plastic clips, I don't want them to go back to place. So if I apply the pressure going up, the plastic clip should remain on the top of the panel, not going back on me. And as you lift this corner up a little bit, you'll see the last of 3 on each side. Plastic clip which is hidden right underneath that kind of like a L-shaped plastic base. Right there. So there is a big chance you're gonna break this one for sure. There is no chance to get an access to it from the bottom because there is no room. There is no opening. So this one is the tricky one. I highly recommend using just plastic trim tools, no heavy screwdrivers or anything, because things are falling off. If you don't have 3 or 4 hands, probably 2 guys. And also, if you remove the third one from the right side or the first one from the middle and you can get it released, just put this plastic tool under so it can actually be still applying some pressure going up. So then you can easily remove, or way more easier, remove the second and the third one and the last. So always keep the pressure on it so it will not drop down on you again. First thing you want to do is put some coverage or cover on the rear window, because things are falling off. I almost forgot about it. And this way you can protect your money. And last but not least, you have to remove those 2 gray connectors. Again, easy system. Just push on this tab here, press it in, and pull on it. And that's it. Same with the other one. And now, once this released, just press this rubber grommet inside the gate and pull on this top panel after. So this is the top panel where the camera is hidden, actually installed. So when we flip it over, you see the system, how it works. Not completely because a couple of bolts are broken off already, but I'll try to explain. So let's start with those plastic clips. 1, 2, 3, 4. I told you 3 before, but actually it's 4 clips. One is over here, it's broken. This one is on the corner, which you basically have no chance to access it from the bottom, because there is just a piece of metal and to just pry on it from the outside, from here, and that's only one way how I found out to get it removed or released. So 1, 2, 3, 4, same thing on the other side. 1, 2, this is missing. 3 and 4, this is broken. And when it comes to bolts and nuts, which holds this panel on the rear gate, so when we start on the bottom, this is basically top, but in reality it's the bottom. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 is broken off. I have this piece I showed you earlier in the video, and then another 4 longer, way longer bolts are 1, 2 is missing, 3 is missing, and 4 is missing. I'm gonna try to fix these. I will remove this plastic holder or cover. I already removed 2 bolts and I have to remove 2 more. This is a 7mm X nut. So in detail, I'm gonna just shoot it this slowly so you can see where those things supposed to be, right? One is missing here. I've got a second, third. I save this one, and when we go to the right, one broken off, kind of like a tower, let's call it, plastic tower, such thing like this, and those plastic clips. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 plastic clips on the right side as well. And just for the record, how it looks here on the rear trunk, rear gate, after removing the taillight assembly and the panel above it. Nothing special, just a couple holes, obviously. Just want to point out this plastic base here, which is helping holding the taillight assembly in place when you remove those 6 bolts. So same on the other side in this corner. So when to remove this black plastic, which actually holds the camera in there, you need 7mm socket. And I also removed 2 more bolts, 7mm bolts from these 2 holes before. And then using a flathead screwdriver slightly on this side to just lift it up a little bit, because there is a notch. And also where this wiring goes, you have to press on this tab and just lift it slowly up. And also here, slowly up, help it a little bit. And this is how it is. Plus, I forgot, obviously, you have to disconnect a connector to the 3rd brake light, like this, and then remove the wiring from these brackets for the camera, and leave this wiring go through this hole. Alright, now we have access to camera itself, so press on the tab, hold the camera and remove the wiring. And now you get an access to your camera, which is the main issue, I believe, for your backup. Alright, so I'm gonna show you the part number. Hard to read, 19G490/AC. Can read those letters in front of it, but I will put the link on this camera in the description below. And what is interesting, this camera has a socket facing kind of like in an L shape, all right? So what I did was something different. Let's say the camera should be facing this way, okay? And the connector is facing to the left. So what I did was I grabbed the camera from the junkyard for a few bucks, and I kind of like grind off this connector around. I show you a couple pictures in this corner, and I got to a point where this whole connector with this kind of like a bracket here, triangle bracket, came off completely, and I got 6 pins exposed. So then I kept removing this plastic, and I got to a point where actually I got one line here and then one line here, and everything between those two lines I removed. So then I had a camera with 6 pins facing the same way, but I got also my pliers, and I bent those pins 90-degree angle, and this is my next camera, which is after that kind of like a adjustment. So the connector is not facing up anymore, if you see, but it's facing to the side. It's not great, but it's doable. So I'm gonna use this camera because I use it as a temporary camera and it worked all the time, but I wasn't able to put this panel back in place with this system, with this side of camera. So that's why I had to adjust this connector directions a little bit. And then after I did that, I used just a silicone gun and I silicone everything up. So hopefully it's gonna work. We'll see. It's basically the reverse order. I just want to show you I installed these new clips in here as well. And I had this one bolt which I saved. Now I used JB weld. So I have one bolt here, another one here, and another one here. So now I have 4 bolts, and also I install these clips on the other side as well. I have to make this thing happen so that plastic cover got a little bit bigger opening here. I mean this black one. And now I have this different camera from junkyard installed for a few bucks. Tested it out, so it works. Hopefully it's gonna work long. It's time to put it back together.